Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Reach Podcast Show. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We're ready for an amazing show this morning. So we appreciate everybody being locked in with us this morning. Shout out to Facebook, shout out to Instagram, shout out to YouTube, and all of our followers that are watching us each and every week. And we are ready for just another individual who's doing some amazing things. So I'm going to put the highlight up on the screen. So as you can see, we have my man, Mr. Michael Horne, with us today. So before he comes on, we're going to do what we always do from week to week. Shout out to everybody that is chiming in on Instagram. And, like I tell y'all every week, Instagram does not support live streaming right now from our platforms or really any platform. So if you want to see graphics or anything like that, you might can check us out on YouTube. But for those of you on Facebook and YouTube, we appreciate you guys tuning in. And I am LeVar Ellis, your host of the Reach Podcast Show. We are here each and every Thursday from 10:30 to 12. And we appreciate you guys being part of this show each and every single week. And as usual, what's up, Mom? I see you tuned in. I appreciate you being on. Feels good to have the support that we have, man. So before we get into the reason for the show today and the individual and sharing their story, we always have to share our show sponsors. And so that is definitely what we want to do at this time and acknowledge those people who are pouring back into the show and what we're trying to do. So I want to share just the fact that this show is powered by Dad Chronicles. So if you want to support the 501c3, which is mine, and I'm the president of it, you can go and check out the website, stay connected on Instagram at Dad Chronicles, and also the website that you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Because we're doing a lot, being a partner with so many different organizations and basically helping the youth and helping our men. Big shouts out to a company that I recently partnered with that's being part of everything that we have going on. I want you guys to definitely go and follow WBP Radio, Week Break Purpose Radio, and get all of your hot hits from gospel music to positive hip hop. Appreciate you. Shouts out to my man, Jay, man. You had to stop by, and I appreciate him coming in and getting up out of here. So go and follow WBP Radio. Get logged in. Anytime you see this logo, you know you are in the right space or the right page, and you're going to get the positive music and the influence that you need. Because when you think about it, people talk about it all the time. It's all about what you put into your ears. And if you want your kids to have a good time, get involved with some music that you wouldn't mind listening to yourself as a parent and just helping them build up the things that they put into their souls and their minds. WBP Radio is definitely the spot that you want to be to and what you want to be tuned in. And also, got to shout out to my people over here at Diamondfit Nutrition Club. Definitely want to go and follow them. Each and every week they have us with these teas. You got smoothies. And so we just stay amped up, man. If you haven't been over here, 2681 Highway 6 South in Houston, Texas, 77082. You see all the information scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You have not been in the right place. So you definitely want to come over here, get with everybody that's involved with this company over here, and they will definitely take care of you. I can tell you, number one thing over here is customer service. So if you're down, if you're feeling bad, you come over here to Diamond Fit, you're going to walk out feeling a little bit different about yourself and your situation because they're all about the customer service, man. So definitely want to come and check them out. And I want to say thank you to Diamond Fit for allowing the Reach Podcast Show to come and house the shows each and every week. We're trying to get you guys to come in here and check out the podcast live. Come be a part of the studio audience because we are definitely looking to rap with you. And it becomes a whole networking situation. You can meet my guests each and every week. You can tell us about what you have going on, and you just never know what may come out of that. But another show sponsor is my people over at the Joseph Consulting Firm, Candace Joseph and the Joseph Consulting Firm. When I tell you they're doing some amazing things, man, I can't even keep up, So I try to check out everything they have going on. all the time, but they're moving so fast to do so many great things, you just can't keep up sometimes. But if you have a business idea, or you're trying to start a business, you want to start a business, or whatever the case may be, definitely want to consult with this consultant firm. They'll take your idea, they'll put it in their way, but it's definitely going to be your success, man. And they are flexible. They work with everybody. So check out this website. But the key is, let them know the Reach Podcast Show sent you, because you never know what kind of special that might get you. So definitely, if you have a business, you're aspiring to be in business, you definitely want to check out the Joseph Consulting Firm. And like I said, hey, let them know Dad Chronicles, LeVar, the Reach Podcast Show sent you. And you just never know what that may mean for you. So check them out over there. What's up, Michelle? I see you on Instagram. Shouts out to sis for tuning in. I appreciate you jumping in. So that's just another company that we want to make sure we highlight and acknowledge. And like I said, you can see the website floating at the bottom of the screen. Another thing we're excited about is the World Youth Foundation. And actually, I'm going to save them because I want to do a little something special and talk a little bit more about what we have going on. So the next company I want to highlight is the Executive Suite. So this is a plant over pills type company. If you're tired of the doctor prescribing you medicine after medicine, giving you side effect after side effect, you definitely want to get with this company, and they can possibly help you with a better way, a better solution. Because of course, it's all about plants over pills, plants over pills, plants over pills. Let me say that again, plants over pills. We do not want to mistake that. And let me just let them give you a short message.
This is Kevia Jones of the Executive Suite. The Executive Suite is a natural skincare and body care product line. Each of our products are created with your overall self-care, health, and wellness in mind. We definitely believe in plants over pills because cannabis has saved each of our lives. And if you are listening to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis, it could possibly change yours too.
So yes, man, shouts out to the Executive Suite. Go and check out their website. Easy ordering, easy delivery. And, you know, you just never know what this company can do for you. It's all the way good. It's good for young adults all the way up to adults. So definitely take advantage of the products that they have over there. And they're doing some amazing things. And shouts out to the progress that they've been making because they're doing some really amazing things. Check out the events that they have coming up. Big shouts out to Kevia Jones, the queen, the CEO of the Executive Suite. So back to the other organization, the World Youth Foundation, man. I am a number one, a volunteer, like I said, over the week at an event. Well, actually, it wasn't over the weekend. It was Monday, this past Monday. We had a City of Houston CMC campaign, donation, reception, dinner type deal, where we're letting the whole City of Houston employees know about the organization and the different arms of the organization. Because when I tell you World Youth Foundation is like an octopus with so many different arms, that is exactly what it is. We were able to showcase and highlight all of the different things that we do as an organization. And man, it is just amazing to see when you go back and you think about it. I've been with the organization for about 3.5 years now, and they have always been doing some amazing things, been in business for 31 years, touching the city in and throughout. And when I tell you they are the epitome of anything involving community service, you definitely want to get tied in. So many different opportunities. And I'm excited about YIP Saturday. I'm an executive for a team lead of YIP Saturdays. That stands for Youth Innovative Incubator Program. And what we do every second Saturday of each and every month is expose our kids to opportunities, things that they might not know of, things that they might think they're not interested in, and they just become interested in it. Big shouts out to our host this coming weekend, or next weekend, actually, October 9th. We're going to be over at Mo Better Boxing with my man, Lewis Brown, and all of his athletes over there. We're going to be talking about mental toughness and why it's important to understand that everything you do is an aspect of mental toughness. And of course, they're going to get a workout, man. So look at the website that you see right there on the screen. Get your kids registered, because once we fill up, if you missed last month's event, the Coding with a Twist, big shouts out to Sorrell Webb for doing an amazing job and bringing something amazing to our platform. It'll be the same thing next weekend on October 9th. We do not want you to miss the opportunity to get your kids enrolled, but once we get to a certain point, we have to shut down registration. These are field trips that we take these kids on and field lessons, give them the chance to learn and experience. So over at Mo Better Boxing, man, we're going to tour that boxing gym. We're going to run a little circuit. We're going to have a talk about mental toughness. We'll do some peer mentoring. So it's going to be a lot that'll be going on and helping these kids understand why we do what we do, man. So parents, we want you to be a part of it too. So use the website you see there on the screen. Get your kids registered. Actually, right now, before registration fills up. And you'll be very, very, very well pleased with what we have going on. So big shouts out to the World Youth Foundation, man. I appreciate you guys for being a backbone for everything that I have going on. Big shouts out to Homeschool, and appreciate you tuning in on Instagram. See you. And so again, the World Youth Foundation been around for 31 years, doing some amazing things in the community, and we want you guys to definitely partake. So I'll also say that got a shout out to Restore Cryotherapy in Sugar Land. They'll be part of this experience. So I've been telling y'all to get over there. If you haven't had a chance to go and check out Restore in Sugar Land, they'll be part of it. They'll be on site with their equipment, getting a chance to give people spot treatments from cryotherapy to compression, stretching. And if you go into the place, man, they have red light therapy, hyperbaric machine. You'll definitely be restored, as the name says. And so definitely want to just go and check them out and get the opportunity to find out all the things that they're doing. And you can also see how to follow them in the website right there at the bottom of the screen. So big shouts out to Mo Better Boxing and Restore Cryotherapy over there in Sugar Land. Also going to be a part of the event that we got going on next weekend for Yip Saturday. Lastly, but not least, definitely want to shout out to my men over at the Black Store. Big ups to Randy and Lloyd for all the things they're doing in the community. And we want to play a short video clip for them. And we appreciate you guys and everything that you're doing. Get connected with them, man. They're doing so much in the community and just helping build up our young people and also even adults, man, because that's what it's all about. So let me play a short clip from them, and we'll be right back. We'll get right into the show.
If you haven't been to the Black Store Beauty Supply Experience, this is a personal invitation to come experience the best customer service at a beauty supply store. Bringing you all the beauty brands that you know and love, but most importantly, we support more than 70 local Black-owned brands in the state of Texas and Louisiana. Like having access to a Black-owned pop-up shop 7 days a week. For the ladies who love to pamper themselves, please come experience our nail salon and spa. For the fellas, y'all can look forward to a barbershop coming soon. We'll have our own personal man cave back here. And for those who have a thing for agriculture, we definitely want you to come visit our backyard where you can find our community garden. Thanks for tuning in to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. Y'all enjoy this great content.
Absolutely, man. Big shouts out to the Black Store. We appreciate you boys for everything that you're doing. And, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, man. It's all about supporting our Black businesses locally. So keep going over to the Black Store. And again, let them know that the Reach Podcast Show sent you, Dad Chronicles, so they know that I'm out here advocating for them. And also, I can't get off of here without shouting out to my family and their business that they just opened. Definitely want to shout out to Honey Beyond Studios and everything that they're doing over there. Man, they've been having some great events right in the heart of Mo City, 2234 in Cartwright. If you from the Mo or you've been in the Mo, you know definitely the spot near the Foodorama right there on the corner, man. They are doing some amazing things too. They have a couple events, so I want you to go to their page and check out everything that they got going on. When you see the Honeybee Studio logo, you definitely want to check out what they have going on. I know they have a comedy show that's coming up this weekend, so you definitely want to be a part of that. And again, let them know the Reach Podcast Show sent you, so that way they know that the fam is over here advocating for them, man. So big shouts out, Honey Beyond Studios, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. But look, nonetheless, we got our man here on the show, Mr. Michael Horne of Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes. And I mean, listen, we're going to get right to it. My man is doing some amazing things. We got to put up the logo for him and his company. When you see this logo right here, this is what this show is all about today, highlighting the individual, even on Instagram, man. Big shouts out to him. Go and follow him right now at Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes on IG, and also go to Facebook. Find my man right now. Start following, sharing. hit him up for all the needs that you have when it comes to cheesecake. He's going to take care of you, man. So welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for reaching out.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So appreciate you for the nomination, man. I want to start with talking about that. And, you know, I know you did a live for the people that are just getting acquainted with you and what you're doing. I want you to start off, of course, introduce yourself, and then let's talk about why you chose to do the giveaway.
Okay. Again, my name is Michael Horne. My business is SWEETTOOTHE Cheesecakes. All my cakes are cheesecakes, from New York style to my famous 5-layer cheesecake. What had me do the giveaway is every year I try to figure out new ways just to give back to everybody, whether it be my customers, other businesses. So usually I'll hold contests, come out with a new cake. You name a cake, it's yours. You know, people vote on it, they pick it, that's your cake.
Right.
But this year I wanted to do something different. I wanted to actually give back to businesses, to people who, not necessarily gonna say people, I wanted everyone to comment on my page, on that post, you know, to what business they felt deserved cakes. You know, sometimes you think you're doing, you know, you think you're doing okay. You're not necessarily thinking that people acknowledge what you do.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to take that time to have people acknowledge other businesses without them even knowing it. So a lot of people were surprised.
Right.
You know, so I actually picked people at random. I actually had 5 winners. Initially it was 4, but I ended up doing.
You stretched yourself a little bit.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
But it's just giving back.
Right.
It's just giving back. So I try my best to give back every year, and even through the holidays. So once holidays come, I do a random selection and pick certain people to actually get a free cake.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, because holidays are hard. You know, times get hard. So that's
man, listen, I know you got a bunch of people following you. So I want to say thank you for my nomination. You know what I'm saying? I threw it up there. I was like, hey, nominate me. And, you know, I don't know if anybody else went for me, but, you know, I appreciate you've been checking out the show. You comment, you like. We see that, man. So I just want to say I appreciate you for staying locked in with me, you know, and doing the things that I'm doing. And when I tell y'all that cheesecake was good, it was really, really, really good. So actually, move your drink over a little bit. I want them to see the cheesecake you brought in here. And then you can talk about the Diamondfit nutrition drink. Go ahead.
This drink here, of course, me being cheesecake, this is a strawberry cheesecake smoothie. This here's the truth. Like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to incorporate my cakes with this.
Exactly. Hey,
this is good.
T. Lou, I know you probably watching. If you don't watch right now, you'll catch it later. My man need to get at you. You know, y'all might have some type of collaboration going on. So whether you're on IG or whether you're right here on Facebook, get at my man, Mr. Michael Horne, and y'all can talk about it. But let's talk about this cake that's in the shot over there, man. Point to that cake over there, man. What you got going on right here?
This is Miss Gladys. Now,
Miss Gladys,
if this is your first time meeting me, seeing me, all my cakes are ladies. They're the ladies in my life. I'm the only man in their life until they leave me. Now, when they leave me, you know, they go for everybody. But
they love on somebody else.
Hey, but in my presence, I'm the only man in their life. So all my cakes are ladies. So this one here is my banana pudding cheesecake. This is a mini, so this is only 3 layers, but I have a 5-layer as well. I named this one Miss Gladys because banana pudding, you think of banana pudding, you think of my grandma, you know, your great grandma. So I had to give it a name to where it's like when you taste it, you eat it, you be like, oh yeah, there's some love in that.
I'm gonna tell you something real quick, man. R.I.P. to my Aunt Amelia, man. She used to always make banana pudding, man, and I wish she was here to be able to experience that. But I'm gonna just tell you, if I ever get that, I'm gonna call it Amelia, you know, just in honor of my. But nah, go ahead, man.
I already know.
Yeah,
but yeah, that one there is that one here. This is a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into it, man. So introduce yourself, like, as far as like giving us a little background on you. You know, who is Michael? You know, where you come from, what you've been doing, and then you know, we'll move into what made you start the Cheesecake company.
I'm simple. You know, I'm from here. I'm from Missouri City, Texas, 2234.
Yeah.
So raised here, and for the most part, I'm just a family man. You know, my wife, 3 kids. So I'm doing dad duty.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
My oldest is 17, daughter 16, so they working. So I'm full-time cake man, part-time Uber driver.
Okay. Yeah, and that's why I put because when we met and I picked up my cake, he's like, man, I'm just hustling every day. I'm trying to get it in. So that's why I added that Rick Ross. You know, every day I'm hustling. You know, I understand that, and it's important. You know, and you talked a little bit about on your video how you're not gonna stop. And so, what made you get into wanting to do cheesecakes, and what was the idea behind it? You know, did you think you'd be at this point that you're at right now?
So to answer your last question, no.
Okay.
Me doing cheesecakes as a business was never a thought, never crossed my mind. I ended up getting to this point, like I love cheesecake. So my first time ever having cheesecake, my aunt from Cleveland came down. And
Cleveland, Texas, or Cleveland, Ohio?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah,
shout out to my man E. That's where he's from. That's what's up.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, so my mom's side is from Cleveland.
Okay.
So all along out there. But my aunt came down, made cheesecake, and I fell in love with it. And I might have had cheesecake a few years after that, but it wasn't that many. So as I got older, I want to say I had my two kids, found a place that did cheesecake real well. I was staying out in DC at the time. The issue was after I moved from DC, I stayed about an hour and a half away.
Wow.
So, and I now understand my customers because I would literally drive an hour and a half to go get cheesecake.
Right.
What made me started making my own is I brought some home. I was like, you know what? I'll save it for tomorrow. It'll be there. I came back from work.
Kids
came home. Cheesecakes, they find me.
Yeah.
That was it. I'm like, and again, takes me an hour and a half to go get it.
Right.
So yeah, I was pretty perturbed. So I was like, you know what? Let me make my own.
Yeah.
Found a recipe and just started, you know.
Now, how long ago has this been?
That was maybe like 05 when I made
when
I made a cheesecake for me.
For yourself. Okay.
Fast forward, just doing cheesecakes for myself. So
wait, let's not fast forward. Let's talk about it a little bit. So in 05, tell us about that experience on your first cheesecake.
That first one was amazing. So I called my aunt.
One take, Mr. One Take.
Hey, to me it was amazing.
Yeah.
I called my aunt and I remember that conversation because I was like, hey, I need to make a cheesecake and I need one like yours. And she was like, I haven't made cheesecake in so long, I don't remember the recipe.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. So at this point in time, finding something on the internet was hard as hell. Like you really had to search. It ain't like now.
It ain't like now, yeah. You just Google everything.
Right. Everything pop up.
Yeah.
Cheesecake is, you find recipes in the Philadelphia cream cheese. It wasn't like that.
Right.
It was nothing like that. So I'm searching and searching. Like I found several recipes that I had to try. Like I tried a no bake and it was horrible.
Wow.
Gritty and couldn't do it. I'm like, no, I need to cook this. So I found a recipe. It was great. As time went by, I just started adding a couple of different things just to get the taste right for me. So again, around that time, that was 2005, 2006. So moved back to Houston because we were staying out in DC. And moved back to Houston in 08. A job I was at, we would have potlucks. Everybody bring different things.
Right.
I'm like, I can cook, but I'm not the best cook to me. I'm like, you know what? I'll whip up a cheesecake. That's something simple. I know my recipe. Did that. They loved it. I was there from 09 to maybe 2012. In 2010, I remember that specifically because it was just a shift. In 2010, I'm with the same company. I'm working in pharmacy, and I made a cheesecake, and the guy's name was David. He was like, look, you keep bringing these cheesecakes, I'm going to have to pay you.
Right.
People say things and, it go on one ear out there, and you don't really think about it. You're like, oh, okay. I'm glad you think it's that good. Yeah. Appreciate it.
So look, I got to stop you right there because this is one thing that I keep finding myself talking about. That was the first moment, and I'm sure you can look back at it and agree. Like God gonna always make room for your gifts. You know what I'm saying? And you just doing what you love obviously leads to what you're doing now. But that was the moment that he was talking to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you maybe not picked up on it fully, but he gonna always make room for your gifts. And the point I try to give my listeners to understand is, man, if you're doing something and you enjoying it, don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop. But I just wanted to throw that little plug in there right there. So he said he gonna have to pay you. So
he said he gonna have to pay, but you know, to kind of pick up on what you said, a lot of the times when God talks to you, you don't get that first initial time to pick up. You don't really pick it up until after the fact. And you're like, oh, you was telling me this
long time ago.
What was I thinking?
Yeah, here we are 16 years later.
Right. So, you know, I ended up bringing another cheesecake. And I want to say, I think this was for our, this was actually like 4th of July. This was actually like 4th of July. And, you know, we had a big little cookout. We had a grill out there. He saw me bring in the cheesecake that morning. He gave me $25.
Wow.
He was like, I told you.
Do it again.
Right. So to me, I was reluctant on taking it because I'm like, I work here. You pay me. So, you know, I'm just doing this for us.
Absolutely.
He's like, look, it's good. I'm letting you know it's worth paying for.
Right.
So I took that, and then I was like, you know what? Let me start. You know, making some. So started doing that for family and friends, and you know, it started to pick up. The change came in 2011 as far as how I do my cakes. So traditional New York style is great. Everybody loves a cheesecake with crust, but I was like, I need to do something different. I need something to stand out. One of the days, now mind you, I've seen Cheesecake Factory for years, never been there. You know, I've had somebody brought a cheesecake from there once, and I was like, it's okay. End up going there, probably like 2011, and I tried a red velvet cheesecake. I was like, this tastes good. But I think I can make this better.
Okay. And now this 2011. Question I want to ask to kind of help everybody keep up with the story. You know, 05 is when you made your first one for yourself. Right. Now we're talking 2011. Are you considered in business at this point, or still not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right.
2011, I'll probably say is when it started.
Okay. When I
recognized that I got
you can do. Okay.
So when
I'm still experimenting.
I'm still experimenting.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I tried that cake. I seen how it was. I made my own. The taste was immaculate. I still have the picture of how that first cake looked.
Okay.
The cake tastes immaculate. The presentation was nowhere near it. But I was like, great. I just needed the taste. I can figure out
everything
the presentation at a little bit of a later point.
Yeah.
Once I got that cake down, my red velvet Oreo. And it was red velvet Oreo.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It was not a red velvet. It was a red velvet cheesecake.
Okay.
I do a red velvet Oreo.
Yeah.
We'll get to that one in a minute. But my red velvet Oreo. I'm sorry. I keep saying Oreo.
Yeah.
But my red velvet cheesecake. That one there tasted so great. And then I had red velvet crumble sprinkled on top. And it looked like a dirty mess. So I called it. Well, my wife was like, we should name it Dirty Red.
Right.
So that was the first cake that was named. I'm like, you know what? This sounds like a lady. You know what? All my cakes are going to be ladies.
Yeah. Shouts out to the wife, man, for coming with the name and inspiring that whole deal.
I tell you what, a lot of what you see of Cheesecake, SWEETTOOTHE, she said, would not be here for one.
Right.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Tawana.
Tawana, big shouts out to you, man, for getting this man where he at with the list and the menu.
Definitely. But that started it. That was something that started it. And from there, I noticed a climb that holiday weekend. Because mind you, this was around 4th of July. After he paid me that 4th of July weekend, I want to say I went to Cheesecake Factory maybe some odd days after that. And I tried, I made my own cake. So by holiday time, I had friends reaching out to me just for a simple cheesecake or the red velvet.
Right.
And that's what got it going. what transpired into what I call my signature 5-layer cheesecake. My cakes initially was just 3-layer. So it was 8-inch, but it was just a 3-layer cake. 2 layers of cake, of red velvet cake. That was the only cake I did at the time. And then 1 layer of cheesecake.
Okay.
So you have 3 layers. My best friend, his birthday was coming up, and he was like, I want the red velvet, but I want another layer of cheesecake.
Okay.
Like, how am I going to
pushing you a little bit?
How am I going to do another layer of cheesecake? It's not going to look right. Cake, cheesecake, cheesecake. I'm like, it's going to be off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I ain't going to be able to do it. I'm like, I'm going to have to add another layer of cake. I don't care what you got to do. Just do it. I made it. And then with it being that, because it became taller. So it went from maybe like a 2.5-inch cake to it's probably about 5 inches, maybe 4 or 5 inches high. And so with that, I was like, oh, I can really dress this up nice. And that's when I got to my presentation of how my cake should look.
Gotcha.
And getting it decorated.
Yeah.
After that, cakes started soaring.
Okay.
At that point. And at this time, this was 2012.
So listen, I know everybody that's watching, y'all probably like, y'all can't wait to get the cake and all of that. Listen, you see the website at the bottom of the screen. Before we move on, go look him up, go follow him. Like I said, put your orders in now. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. Go ahead. No. Now, wait, what year is this now?
That's about 2012.
Okay, so a year later.
All
right. Still experimenting.
So I'm always experimenting, trying to come up with something different, trying to come up with something new. So at this time, cakes is a side thing. My main job is pharmacy.
Okay.
I'm a pharmacy technician. I'm working 2 different pharmacies. I'm at a retail pharmacy. I'm at a hospital. I'm also going to school to become a pharmacist.
Wow.
So, and then doing cake. So I had a lot on my plate.
Right.
I'll probably from 2012, from 2010, because that's going to school, become a pharmacy technician. Then also, I picked back up about 2012, about 2013. I picked back up to go to school to finish my basics, try to get in pharmacy school. So 2013 to, what are we in now? 2021.
2021.
To 2017. I can only do so many classes. Got a wife, got kids. I also got my cake. So I can't do a full schedule. So I'm taking maybe 2 classes a semester to try to finish up my basics.
Right. You determined at this point.
Right. I'm determined.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still doing cakes. So between that time, 2012 to 2016, so that's 4 years. So between that time, I'm going to school. Kids got sports, cheerleading, everything else, events that I got to make, you know, and try to do, and also try to get cakes in. I'm noticing holiday time, which is finals, my cakes are going up. So it, you know, of course, got the wife, got the kids, they helped me out, and everything was good. 2017 became a struggle.
Wow.
That was, it became a struggle because it was a pivotal point. And I knew at some point I was going to have to choose what I want to do, because one of them is going to have to decide. I'm not going to be able to do both. There's only one me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 2017 became pivotal. I only had like maybe 3 more classes to take for my prereqs before I could get into pharmacy school, which is chemistry. But I couldn't give chemistry my full undivided attention because I kept having cake orders.
Right.
So I was like, okay, you're going to have to pick one. You're going to have to finish school and we'll come back to cakes later, or see where this road take you. I was like, you know what, let me just try to juggle both. So initially I failed chemistry the first time, took it again. At that point, before I dropped it, I was like, I can't. I'm like, I just sat, and you know, that night I came home from class, thought about it, I prayed. I ain't even talked to my wife about it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I woke up that morning and I saw a commercial for Dairy Queen, their their cheesecake shake that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's it. That's my sign.
Yeah.
So I dropped the chemistry class. Still continued to work in pharmacy. Still had my 2 other jobs in pharmacy. But I was like, I'm going to concentrate on cakes. That was 2017.
Wow.
So from 2017 to now, it's been a major blow up. 2019, the end of 2019, was my last time working in pharmacy. That was it.
You walked away.
Yeah.
Made the full decision.
I was able to take a full 2-week vacation. I enjoyed Christmas all the way to New Year's Day. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to see how this goes.
Yeah. So you was able to meditate and really put some thought into it, and at the same time being on your vacation.
At the same time.
Okay.
At the same time.
And so, at what point would you say you officially went into business? And how did you come up with the name? What made you choose Sweet Tooth?
I would say I officially started business in, I'll probably say about 2011. Really, is when, because I started selling cake. Even though I had a small menu, but that was a point of me starting to sell. My wife came up with Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes. Again, a lot of me would not be here today if it wasn't for the wife.
Absolutely.
But, she came up with the name. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you know what? I think you should call it Sweet Tooth. It's like, Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes. You know what? That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
So it's been on and popping from there.
So look, we're still, what is this, October now? Is today the first? No, it's the last day of September. So you're basically either in your 10th year or about to approach, depending on when you consider it. So where are you at on that? Has that already came or?
No, I'm already there.
You're already 10 years. There. Man, listen, let me clap for you on that part, right?
Thank you.
So, the next step of it I kind of want to get into is you've been doing it for 10 years now. Right. It's a lot of struggle and things that go into that. And what I kind of want to just kind of skip to is you decided to start doing your business, then COVID hit. How did that affect you?
So, ironically, my sales went up during COVID. And I think a lot of it had to, everybody was home.
Everybody at home.
So I'm more accessible now. People are home. Of course, restaurants are closed.
Right.
Nobody can go here and there. And so everybody was like, you know what? We'll pull up.
Yeah, you the man now.
So I was, before leaving pharmacy, I would do what I call my cake by the slice sale. I would initially have it once a quarter, right? Because I had so much going on, work, school, kids. I would only have it like once a quarter. Then it turned into, twice. But once 2020 hit, and it's just me, I'm like, you know what? And COVID hit, I'm like, let me do this about twice a month.
Right.
Because people are home.
Yep.
And initially, before COVID, my home was like a store.
Right.
So everybody come in, pick whatever cake you want, and then, you'll get your slice.
Right.
Once COVID hit, I'm like, all right, I have to bring everything out to you. So that's how my pre-order started. And then also it gave people a jump to say, hey, no, let me get this cake. Yeah. And once that sells out, that's it.
It's done. Yeah.
That's it.
And supply and demand, all of that plays a part in it. I'm sure you got creative. So did you already have your website, or is this when you developed it, or how did you do that?
This was, so me working on that came before the website. Okay. As far as my cake website. So at this point in time, it's just Instagram and Facebook. That is it. My website now is about a year old. Okay. So I probably say at the start of COVID is when I created the website. Yeah. Or my wife helped create the website, and just to get out to more people and to have a site that everybody can see. Yeah. Yeah. And the whole point for that behind me, the whole point behind that for me is helping people understand how you have to pivot and you have to get creative and you have to adjust and adapt and make the changes that are necessary, because if you are not accessible, if you don't have the processes in place, that plays a big part. And so
if you don't mind, like what would you tell people just throughout the whole journey? What are some things that you learned that you had to do, that you had to incorporate, in order to maintain this tenure this 10-year tenure? What would you say some of the important things are? And just from a business standpoint, let alone it being Cheesecakes.
Honestly, number one is drive and determination.
Absolutely.
The pandemic did a good thing and bad thing. So you have a lot of businesses that started during the pandemic, which is good. It got people to work on what they want to work on, right? But I think the internet is just so quick. You see what everybody else is doing that you try to skip steps and get there. So
that microwave society.
Exactly. This is the microwave generation. Yeah. Everything is quick. And if any information you want, smartwatches, okay, I got it right here. So what I would tell people is, even if it's something you want to do, it's going to take time to get to the spot you have in your mind you want to get to.
Yeah.
It's going to take time. It's going to take dedication. Last night, I didn't get home till almost midnight.
Wow.
I had a lot going on yesterday. My daughter had, she's in the National Honor Society, so they had a program for that. I had to go pick my kids up from tutorial. So my day was broken up, and I had to go back to the house to make my cakes.
Right.
So you'll have a lot of days you're like, oh, I'm the CEO, I'm my own boss. I ain't gonna go to work today. Yeah. Okay, well, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid.
Get you. Yeah.
You don't get paid. And then on top of that, you can do your traditional 9 to 5, but if you have your own business, things to get done. I'm at my house at 8 o'clock. I'm out the door, hopefully by 7, 8 o'clock at night. Anything earlier is a blessing. It depends on how busy I am that week.
Yeah.
But people don't think about the long hours.
Right.
And before I decided to just do cakes for Thanksgiving, I remember one year, matter of fact, that 2019 year, that really made me be like, I don't know how long this is going. I'm gonna be able to work 2 jobs and do my cakes. Because everybody, what person doesn't love money, right? And I try to teach my kids, what you see on TV and the videos, all the, and hearing the songs, they glorifying these certain things, making money illegally, but a lot of them ain't talking about going to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The sustainability.
A lot of people, you're not hearing about these people dying. So I try to teach my kids, I can make money legally.
Right.
So you can be a hustler all day and hustle legally.
Yeah.
Hustle smart. But I was in the process of teaching that, I'm looking at myself like, how long am I going to be able to sustain this without being tired?
Right.
That last holiday season I did with just, with working 2 jobs and trying to sustain everything, I had maybe, I think about 60 cakes. And because like for Thanksgiving, I think Thanksgiving I did 75 cakes. Christmas was 60. Because my Thanksgiving usually always beats out my Christmas, because Thanksgiving is first.
Right.
Last year was the first year that my Christmas outsold Thanksgiving. But that year, I'm like 75 cakes, and then a lot of the cakes were 5 layer. Wow. So that's 2 cakes in one.
Wow.
Right? So that's 150 cakes technically that I'm doing. And I was spent. A lot of my days, like after holidays, like after Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day, I'll eat my plate. Don't look for me. I don't want to hear. I don't care who playing football. I don't care nothing about nothing. I'm about to go get some sleep. I'm asleep. I'll eat my plate. I'm out. Who's cooking Thanksgiving dinner? I don't know.
Ain't you.
I have nothing to do with the kitchen.
Right.
I'm gonna eat my plate and I'm gone.
Yeah.
So that weekend or that holiday season taught me that, or showed me that, hey, this is getting bigger. You need more time in this.
Yeah.
So when I took that time off, that 2 weeks, I was like, I'm gonna try this and see how it goes.
Right.
But again, to people who want to start their own business, have their own business, it's dedication.
Yeah.
If you you can have a dream all you want to, but if you don't have the dedication and the discipline and the hustle to get it, because when you work for somebody else, like if I'm working for you, you the one keeping me in check. Hey, you late today? You got one more time to be late today.
Yeah, and that was the next thing I was about to say. That time management. That's a huge deal, and sometimes the most often the hardest thing to manage when you're working for yourself.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of mine came easy for the most part. I've always been in a retail setting in a sense. So I've been an assistant manager, store manager in my early years, and then, lead pharmacy tech, to where you have to be accountable for time because this takes this much time to make, this takes that much time to make. So it needs to be done in time.
Yeah.
So I've always been a stickler on time. I tell my kids all the time.
Yeah.
If you're early, you're on time.
Yeah.
If you're on time, you're late.
Absolutely.
So that's how I look at it. So even now, I'm at my house. I go to my other house. I'm there at 8 o'clock in the morning or earlier.
Yeah.
And get started. My day gets started.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm punctual. Unless there's something that needs to be done before my cakes, I'm there every day. It's a job. I clock in.
Yeah. So listen, man, if y'all are listening, this man takes what he's doing very, very serious. And what I love to do is highlight, the story behind what you're doing. That's what's most important to me. And I was just about to say, I'm sure my mom loved what you said. She's big on punctuality. She's talking about amen. I see you, mama.
Hey,
she's listening. She's definitely all about time, because sometimes I still ask her like, man, why are you leaving so early? Baby, you don't know what I got to do. You don't know what's going to happen and all this and all that. So, yeah, man, she's been on that for, half my life, and like she say, sometimes I'm still trying to figure it out. But, you just have to juggle some things, man. There's so many different things, as you say. I'm the same way. You're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, and you got to figure out that balance that's going to keep you on time. So what I like to talk about now is, like, what's next? What's some goals? What are ideas you have coming? What can they look forward to when it comes to your company and things that you're looking to do?
For the most part, I usually throw small surprises out, especially when it comes to flavors. I try my best to come up with a new flavor. If not every month, every other month.
Okay. And speaking of that, throw this in there. How many flavors or type of cheesecake, or is there a number on that?
I am well over 12 now.
Okay.
I honestly don't even know how many flavors. But to talk about the one flavor that I kept, because that's one of my popular cheesecakes.
Yeah. Red Velvet Oreo.
Red Velvet Oreo.
Yeah.
I call her Cruella DeVille.
Cruella DeVille.
Cruella DeVille.
Okay.
And actually, I call her that, but I held a contest for that cake to be named. And it ended up being 3 names. I remember the top 2 was Scarlett and Cruella DeVille.
Yeah.
Cruella DeVille won out.
Okay.
So, random mind who named it, I'm like, hey, come pick up your cake.
Now, where does that come from?
Cruella DeVille. So when you cut it, once you go to my page, IG, or my website, you look up the Red Velvet Oreo Cruella, you'll see it's cut. And the outside of the cake is red velvet, so it's red velvet crumbles. But the inside, because it's Oreo, it's black and white.
Gotcha.
Kind of like the Dalmatian.
Gotcha.
So it has like the red coat, black and white. Cruella DeVille.
Wow.
And she's me. She is me.
Yeah, she's one that's gonna have your taste buds popping all over the place,
man. Down there. My number one though is Nikki. It's a strawberry cheesecake. She is still number one.
She gotta be. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
What's the name? Nikki.
Nikki.
It's like make me say like Prince. Oh, Nikki.
Nikki. Yeah. My favorite, my personal favorite, is Mona Lisa, just because of the texture.
Yeah.
Coconut pecan.
Yep. That's the one you gave me, right? I think. Or which one was that for the contest?
No, I gave you Mona Lisa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mona Lisa's the one you gave me. Yeah,
Mona Lisa
absolutely.
Is the one I gave you.
Yeah.
And that cake there, that one there is my favorite. And my new favorite, my latest cake, is Holly Berry.
Okay.
And anybody that knows me know I love Holly Berry.
Yeah.
So I had to find the right cake to name Holly Berry.
Yeah.
Blueberry.
Now, did your wife help you with that one?
No. This is all me. She already, my take on Holly Berry. Hey, look. It's my own person.
I got this. I can handle
my own person. But it's a lemon blueberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
Holly Berry.
Wow. Lemon berry cheesecake.
Yes.
Man, you got a bunch of them.
I do.
Man, listen. So, you got over 12 flavors that you're doing.
Right.
And then you said, how often are you trying to come up with new flavors, you're saying?
At least.
Or if it just hits you?
About, when it hits me, but I try to keep about every other month for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just really growing.
Yeah.
What has been, I don't know, I don't want to say your best experience or what has been the most impactful to you as the business owner, whether it's an experience, whether it's a cake you came up with, share a little of the behind the scenes or the inside, what has been something that just stands out, I guess.
Okay. There's actually two specific moments, but right before that, as far as anything new coming up, a lot of people are asking about shipping, so I'm trying to get shipping down.
Okay.
Okay. I've done a couple of test ships, but getting something to ship is expensive.
Yes.
And then, so I'm trying to figure out how to keep that cost low. That way it's not necessarily picked up by the consumer.
Right.
Because, like, you're already paying $60 for a cake, and then another $75 for shipping.
Yeah.
I'm like,
how bad do you want it, though, people?
Right. But I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. That is something that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Hopefully storefront soon. But
I want to just take a second too to say shout out to everybody that's watching on Instagram. We seeing y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in. But yeah, so the shipping deal.
Yeah. So trying to get that down. So that is something that I'm hoping I can have situated at least by mid 2022.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Okay.
That's one of the things I'm really trying to push and work on. Two of the biggest things that actually stands out to me is I actually have. So for 2020, everything was locked down, right? I did. I was chosen to be in a bake contest, right? So it was called the Mass Baker. Shout out to Willie Holmes, who hit me up about it. Great guy, but the Mass Baker initially kind of propelled me a little bit more last year. Hold
on. Mass, M-A-S-S, or Mass?
Mass.
With
a Mass, yeah.
So like the Mass Singer.
Right.
Okay.
The Mass Baker. Gotcha. So it was online, streamed through IG.
Right.
But
that's creative.
It was a total, I think it ended up being like a total of 20 of us. I think it started out as 30 and then they brought it down to 20. Out of that, my cake, which was Mona Lisa, I took Mona. We landed the number 6 position.
Wow.
So out of the initial 20 or 25 that was there, I came in 6.
Yeah.
So
that's huge. Now, do you remember or do you know the demographics of where all the people were from? Was it like a local thing?
It was, it was. Everybody was local. It wasn't that many guys. It was just a lot of women.
And that's what I was about to say. I mean, being number 6, and I'm sure it wasn't many guys. That's what I was just about to say. Yeah.
So being a male baker in the baking business is something rare.
Right.
But I enjoyed it. It was great. But that moment, me coming in number 6, and it's crazy because I was picked number 6 by the judges that was there. But I guess I was somewhat of a fixture of a name that everybody heard of me before I even got there. So they was like, I need that cake.
Yeah.
I mean, I had pieces of everybody else's cake, but my cake was like the first one to be demolished.
Right.
So,
I would have told them to rethink that vote, man.
I'm like, I was number 6 amongst judges, but I felt like I was number 1 amongst my peers.
Amongst your peers, okay.
And that to me was amazing because the top 5 people, actually, I want to say the 3 in the top 3, 2 of those were actually chefs. I don't remember if the actual winner, if she was a chef or not. I'm not sure, but I know that the top 3, they were chefs.
Yeah.
So and I am not a chef,
right?
So for people who actually call me chef, I appreciated that nomination, that nod for people with that jacket. They go through a lot, and that's something that's kind of been on my mind as well, to actually go down that road. But the top 2 people, out of the top 3, 2 of them were chefs.
Yeah.
So for them to actually like my cake and compliment me on a cake, and I am not a chef, that was a huge deal to me.
Right.
And I still keep in touch with them to this day. So that was that summer of last year. The fall, they ended up having like not a mass bake, but they ended up having like a competition, not a competition, but an award ceremony. I received the email. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm sure everybody else is going to be there. Cool, I'll go. Yeah. I'm not expecting to win anything.
Right.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
So me and my wife, we're there. We go there. It's a nice event, dressed up, and me and her are having just a conversation. Like I'm listening, but me and her, me and her. So the first award they give her, like they started to do awards, and I'm sitting in the back. I'm like, I'm just here just to enjoy. Yeah. Enjoy the moment. Yeah. Me and my wife are talking, and they say, this award goes to the home baker of 2020, the top home baker of 2020. Wow. So I'm like, I'm not even thinking it's me. Yeah. So me and my wife were talking, and she was like, I think they just called your name. I'm like, no, they didn't. I'm like, what award is it? Yeah. She's like, so we stopped talking. We listened. We're like, yeah, I know we've seen Michael Horne somewhere. Are you here? Like, at this time, I'm probably had 2 drinks in, and I'm a like, anybody knows me, I'm a light drinker. Yeah. So just 2 crowns in, I'm good. Yeah. So I'm like, what, me? So I walk up to the stage, and they presented me with the award, but that was totally overwhelming because, again, you weren't prepared for that. The chef who won, I think she came in second, but she was there, and she was like, I'm surprised you didn't even know. Yeah. I'm like, I didn't, but for y'all to be chefs and acknowledge me on this was amazing. Yeah. That there was amazing. Man, well, congratulations to you on that, bro. Hey, yeah. Thank you. So it leads me to another thing, and I mean, you talked about how you lived an hour away from that Cheesecake Factory earlier, right? Right. And so you just started to basically do it on your own. But it led me to another question. Like, what's the history in your family? Like, who taught you how to bake? Were you just self-taught? Did your mom, your grandma, or what's the story on that? Self-taught. Wow. Now, my dad rarely cooks, but when he cooks, it goes like he'll grill all day, every day. Everybody loves my dad. I'm sort of like your dad, man. I'm a master griller. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He grilled. So initially, before picking up baking, I could be on the grill all day. Yeah. Now, I don't know what do do I need tongs to flip this over? Yeah. Just use my hands. Oh, okay. So, but my dad makes one hell of a sweet potato pie. Wow. Like when he bakes, he'll get in there and bake. Yeah. Yeah. But it's not often. Yeah. So I think initially his mom, my grandmother, she would bake a lot. Mm-hmm. But I never really watched her. But you never had that experience of like in the kitchen with nobody. So, like, cause I'm thinking now, like, I'm like, you know what? I really don't know how to bake too well. I mean, I can't just get in there and do this and do that. I follow some instructions well, right? But are you one of those people you need to measure everything, or you just do your thing? When it comes to my cheesecake, I know I've been doing it so long. Yeah. It's like that. Yeah. But when it comes to my cakes, because I'm doing different cakes, my cakes are measured out to a T. Gotcha. Yeah, your processes are in place. Right. But my cheesecake, because I have that, like, that is my own. Mm-hmm. It's natural. Yeah. And so it's the consistency that, on the business side of it, you have to measure out and, make sure every cake tastes the same. So you get the type of review. And even with my cheesecake, because I already know how I'm doing it. Yeah. It's already at the recipe it needs to be. Thanks, Mom. I got to put this comment up, y'all. Look what my mom says about me. She says, great grilling skills, LeVar. Appreciate you. But no. So seriously, man, that's crazy, because I'm kind of the same way. I remember my grandmother being in the kitchen cooking. I never really had that experience of like being on the hip, and watching her do it. Because it's mainly girls. Yeah. What motivated you? That's what I'm saying. I mean, was it just the fact that you couldn't get the cake and you stayed? And that's and you had no shame or no slight on Cheesecake Factory, but it wasn't even a Cheesecake Factory. It was a place. It's called Iverson Mall, and it's right outside of DC, right in Temple Hills. Iverson Mall. They have a small little shop. They make a great cheesecake. Mm-hmm. It's great. It ain't is rich enough, but it's light. It's perfect, the perfect cheesecake. And that one day when I expected to have cake,
and you didn't have it.
I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go through this.
I'm done with this.
I'm done.
Now, who's the culprit? Who ate the cake? Do you know?
I still don't know.
Still don't know.
Why was it
kid?
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
They too young to say anything.
Here's the funny part about that. They reaped the benefit that day, and they still reaping the benefit.
Of course. Ironically, my middle daughter, 16, Jordan, she's the only one that'll probably eat any cheesecake.
Wow.
My son doesn't really do cheesecake now. He'll eat a little bit of cake.
Yeah.
But he's more so ice cream person.
Yeah. And I mean, that's maybe something else you need to think about, incorporating the ice cream with it or something. But you just did?
I just did one.
Okay.
It was a butter pecan ice cream cheesecake.
What's her name? You ain't thought about it yet.
Actually, I have.
Okay.
I named that one Dirty Diana.
Wow.
Dirty Diana.
Is that on the menu officially?
It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay.
I wanted to put it on this menu because I have a cake sale this weekend.
Talk about it. Start over again. You said that too low. What's going on? Tell the people.
My cake sale, I have my cake sale about every 2 weeks. So my cake sale is this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Missouri City will be in my home. My menu is posted on my IG. I have to update it on the website, but it is posted on my IG. My menu, I have 2 menus, my 5-layer menu and the New York style. So you have plenty of choices to choose from. I want to say I made about 15 cheesecakes, I think.
Okay.
15 different flavors.
Okay.
You get to choose from.
Absolutely. So before I get to that, one thing I want to say is my mom supports all of my guests, right? So I definitely got to get her a cake. So Mom, put on the screen which cake you want if you can remember, because she's been listening the whole time, right? Wow. Or DM me or something, but I want everybody else to see it. So let me know which cake you want. I'm gonna make that happen. Pay for her cake so she can have it. And I guess in an appropriate time, and you none of this is rehearsed. That's another thing that I don't like to send the pre-questions. This is what I'm gonna ask you and all that. Listen, I ain't doing all that. So, and it's just a question. You don't have to. Do you want to do a Reach Podcast Show special or a contest, or is there anything that comes to mind you would like to do for the people that's viewing or the people that view later? Because of course this is a playback. People can view it as a playback. Y'all gotta like the Reach Podcast Show on Instagram and Facebook. You have to go like and follow Sweet Tooth Cheesecake before you even think about getting in this contest. So, is there anything you want to put on or you can think about?
Actually, we can. I actually just had a contest that ended yesterday.
Okay.
It was a guy that reached out to me. He's actually in the he lifts weight. Bodybuilding. Bodybuilding world. And he ran a contest on his page. And we selected people randomly, and they won 5 slices. He's going to sponsor that.
Okay.
So I have no problem at all running a contest to actually.
How you want to do it?
We can actually talk about that.
Okay.
Because I don't know how we're going to do that right now.
We'll let the people maybe give us some ideas.
Definitely.
So, I guess get in your inbox, so that way you'll have the information. Y'all go DM my man Mike, talk about maybe the cakes that you want, the slices that you want, and me and him are going to definitely follow up, because I've been watching you big about the follow up and doing your videos and stuff like that. So if you want to get a chance to win some of the cakes, you have to get in my man's DM, and then I'll do what I need to do to make sure y'all get the things that you asked for, and we'll do the whole Instagram live, we'll be both on there and we'll talk about it. So I'm excited about that, man. So another thing is my mom made a comment earlier, I'm just remembering, she's like, man, ask him how he keep his figure. Is that a hard thing for you to not get high off your own supply? Or get full off your own supply? We'll say it that way.
So we can say full, we can also say high. Me personally, I'm like Pookie.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know who Pookie is, if you've never seen New Jack City, it's hard. I be trying. I'm trimming my cake. But it's me keeping my figure. I honestly, it's my metabolism. Like it's just genetic.
Yeah.
But since hitting 40, I'm actually working out now. So I told myself I need to keep this size because I know my metabolism's slowing down.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've actually been, doing a lot more cardio and exercising now.
Yeah.
So
because it ain't nothing healthy about what you're doing, but it's amazing, and everybody needs a cheat day if you're in the bodybuilding. He just said he had a bodybuilder running a contest on his bodybuilding page.
I got a friend of mine who went to high school with. He does bodybuilding. Ironically, my friend is this guy's coach. I just found that out yesterday. But
now, who's the friend?
His name is Callie.
Okay.
But yeah, he actually when he does have a cheat week, he'll hit me up. Hey, okay,
I need it.
But I got several people that's in the bodybuilding world. And they're like, hey, it's my cheat week. Let me come by and get some slices.
Yeah.
And, they'll load up.
That's what's up.
But yeah, there's nothing fat free about this thing. Although I do a keto cheesecake.
Yeah.
For people who do like keto, or trying to cut back on calories and things like that, I do a keto cheesecake, but it's only the New York style because it's hard to do that with the layers. Yeah. You're not going to get the same taste.
And I'm gonna say at this point, I'm gonna say, hey, cuz, I see you, Miss Sharon Moncrief. Don't you remember that name? That's my cousin. She's one of the owners over there at the Honey Beyond Studios. Okay. They're in Missouri City, right at 2234 and Cartwright, right by the but on the other side of that parking lot, the side that has always been empty. They're on that other side now. You got Foodorama over here, and on the other side,
right, the dollar store.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I grew up in most cities.
Absolutely. So she's saying it's on because you're in Missouri City. They got an event space, and great connection.
I'm stopping by on my way home.
Absolutely. And I'll find out if they're there. So, cuz, I'm gonna call you after we get off the show. We'll figure out if you're there. My man is looking to pass by, check out the venue. You never know what you guys can put together. But yeah, man. So the thing is, man, I just want to say, for so many different reasons, man, you gave up school. You are a black male. You've won these contests, and you have children and a wife. It just sounds like the recipe for nothing but success. And you being obedient, giving back to the community, and honoring people. What's most important to you for your customers to experience or to think about, or, is it the taste? Is it just the memory? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you seek that your customers experience when they taste your cheesecakes?
First, even upon, tasting the cheesecake, I'm big on customer service. Like I said, I've been in retail forever, even in pharmacy. Mm-hmm. It's just customer service.
Yeah.
You have a lot of businesses now, regardless if the customer's right or wrong, mm-hmm. It's, they're always like, well, this is my product and this is how it is.
Yeah.
So if you don't like it,
kick rocks.
Go to them.
Right.
I got other people that like it.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I'm big on customer service. I treat every customer like they're my first customer. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of, in a sense, big on sayings, but you know how Jay-Z was like, I treat every rap like my first. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? On that Black album.
Yes.
Yeah. I treat every cheesecake like that.
Yeah.
So when people look at my page, when they look at, my website.
Yeah. Because said nice website too. We saw that comment.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. When they look at that, I'm like, oh my God, this cake looks good. Let me get this.
Right.
So even for this cake, for this one right here, people will get the cake and be like, this looks exactly like the picture.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Right. Ma'am, you're not going to put me on Shade Room.
No false advertising.
You're not going to put me on Shade Room like what I wanted and what I received. No.
Right.
No. So outside of the presentation, the customer service, then it comes to taste. Mm-hmm. And I treat every cake like it's my first. So I put everything into that. That is my concentration. So when you taste it, I want you to taste the love.
Right.
All my cakes have names. All my cakes are ladies. So when you get that cake, I was like, oh, I see why he had to
handle them delicately.
Right. Yeah. Like I have a sweet potato pie cheesecake.
What?
A sweet potato pie cheesecake.
What's her name?
Miss LaBelle.
Okay.
And this is not a patty pie.
Yeah.
No, it's not a patty pie. No slight on patty, but it's not a patty pie. This cheesecake is a bomb.
Right.
But when people get it, they be, like I said, outside of the presentation and the customer service, because those are the two things you get to before you get to the cake.
Come here, Tawana. We got a shout out to Diamondfit this morning. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
But, you know, before people get the cake, you know, they see it. They
Come on
see the
in.
cake, and then they see you.
Yeah.
So if the, you know, regardless of how the cake tastes, if the customer service is not on point, then the taste is not important.
Yeah.
If the presentation isn't on point, the taste really isn't that important.
Right.
You know what I mean? But great customer service will always get you in the door, and anything that can be fixed, if there's any issues, can be addressed and be fixed. Absolutely. And I'm always one on constructive criticism. You know, if you feel like something needs to be better, please tell me.
Yeah.
You know, I know everybody's taste buds are different, but I'm always open to suggestions.
Right.
Always.
Right. So before we bring up my girl, I want you to give the audience and the listeners a business tip. You know, anything that you would do. Come on back.
Again, I think my big thing, and it's just because of what I've seen my dad do. You know, Dad worked for years. He retired from a job where he's actually get a pension. You know what I mean? And those things don't really exist no more. But he, on his side job, was just him doing construction or working on somebody's house. But he was always there. He was always punctual, and he always did the job how it needs to be done. He always gave 100. So to me, what I instill in my business, what I try to tell other people that have their own thing, is dedication and determination.
Right.
If you, regardless of how many times you do it, and you know, especially if you're just starting out, you're like, oh, this is not gonna work. It's just determination. You got to be determined. You got to be focused, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong or it might not come out how you want it. But determination will get you there.
Yep.
You got to be determined.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And in I bring my girl. This is my Tawana right here. This little sis and everything. Come on in. You got to get in the shot, because the reason I'm bringing her in, she's the owner of this place. This is Tawana. His wife's name is Tawana. Come on right back here so the people can see you. You know, we gotta put you in this shot, right? And I know she ain't want to get on here, y'all, but we're gonna bring her in anyway. One, to get the photo we're getting. Two, Mike, tell her what you were saying about this shake, man. You know, and maybe y'all can talk some business later.
Hey, of course, me doing cheesecake, I had to get the cheesecake shake.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, yeah. So yeah,
it's healthy though.
Really?
24 grams of protein, you get 21 essential nutrients and vitamins, and then the shake itself is less than 200 calories. So that's a complete meal replacement. It's not like a protein shake, it's an actual meal replacement. So
oh, wow.
You get a whole meal. You can have your cake later.
Indeed. Have your cake and eat it too.
And then also, I know you're presenting this cake here. You got to tell her about this cake again. And for those people who came on late, they need to know about their cake, and then you can present it to Diamondfit through Miss Tawana right here, who's the CEO of the place. He got bodybuilders that eat it.
Let me say this: we're all about presentation up in here, and you have passed. It's the 3 cookies for me.
So, Mike, go ahead, take it away, man.
So I actually bring this a tad bit closer.
Yeah.
So with this cake here, this is Miss Gladys.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, because it's banana pudding. I can't name this Jessica. Jessica don't know nothing about banana pudding.
Definitely Gladys. Definitely Miss Gladys.
Miss Gladys. So, you know, upon making this, when I made it, I'm like, I need this again on my cakes of ladies. So I'm like, this has to have a name that fits. Banana pudding. Miss Gladys. So this cake here is a 3-layer. This is my menu. It's a 3-layer cake. So it's 2 layers of banana cake, 1 layer of banana pudding cheesecake. Cream cheese,
watering already.
Cream cheese icing, vanilla wafers around the side, and top of crunch.
I love it.
Yeah. So this cake here, that one there is gonna be the cake that probably take me over.
Yeah. Shouts out to my girl Candace Joseph. I see you on. We was talking about the Joseph Consulting Farm earlier, so I appreciate you tuning in. She said, "Do they deliver?"
Not yet. Not yet. I'm hopefully and can work on that as well. But as far as right now, it's all pick up. I'm in Missouri City.
He ain't far from you.
It also depends on how busy I am. As of the past couple of years, I have been pretty busy, so it's hard for me to deliver.
Hey, and you know what? Let me say this. Candace, the guru, the business guru, the consultant, he's trying to figure out the delivery process. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Maybe you can go back and check it out. Maybe you can help him with the delivery process. Never know. So listen.
Exactly.
So hit him up. She gonna be in. Yeah. So Tawana, we're gonna let y'all take that up to the front. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can start digging in on that. You know, if y'all want to. We appreciate it.
Let me see.
Yeah. And y'all notice how she didn't want to come up, but then she started talking. Oh, when she get up on here. But big shouts out to Diamondfit Nutrition, man. And again, I appreciate Tawana for allowing us to be the home of the Reese Podcast Show. You know, she's talking noise, y'all. But anyway, but Mike, man, I appreciate you being here today. Is there any last words that you'd like to leave the viewers with? Big shouts out to Instagram. Everybody been watching us on here. I really enjoyed the story, man. You know, and I feel like the story behind the passion and the passion behind what you're doing comes way before the product. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, of course, being a great individual, man, hats off to you. I want to talk to you about some stuff that I'm doing, because if you're a great father, being a great husband, that's it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. So, leave us with some last words, man, before we get out of here.
My last words is just, to everybody who follows me, whether you just follow my page, view my website, thank you. I appreciate every little bit of it. I really do. To any business, anybody that's starting their own business, have their own business, just keep pushing. Like I said, drive and determination. That's what's going to keep everything afloat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, so look, y'all got it right here. Y'all know everything you need to know. Amazing story, amazing backstory, and just the grind and the drive to what's being put into Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes. For me, it just means so much more when somebody orders from you, man. So, and again, I appreciate the cheesecake that I got. Definitely going to be sending as many people your way as I can. So everybody who watched this show, go and like Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes on Instagram. It's on your screen, scrolling at the bottom. And also we'll put up the website. If you missed it, Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes LLC. And also the website is scrolling down at the bottom of your screen. This has been an amazing show. And your founder and CEO, this is Mr. Michael Horne, the man behind the whole vision. And big shouts out, like I said, my little sis, her name's Tawana, that's why I'm ready to come up, and I'm sure if they connected, they'd hit it off, you know what I'm saying? So, I just found it crazy that they're both named Tawana. That was one of the points that I wanted to make. But listen, holiday season is here. It's upon us. So definitely put in your orders. Give my man shouts out after you eat your cheesecake. Give him reviews. And I mean, is there anything else you want to add? Plug yourself again, man, and just let them know what to do.
Again, SweetToothCheesecakes.com. I'm on IG, Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes. I do have a page on Facebook, Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes as well. Again, holiday season is upon us. I'm taking Thanksgiving orders. October 10th is when I'm taking orders.
Yeah.
So
run down some names again. That's what we'll do. Give us a few of your ladies' names.
I have a blonde bombshell. So the blonde bombshell is a lemon cake with original cheesecake topped with strawberries, right? So that's the blonde bombshell. I have a remix to that, the bombshell remix, where it's 2 layers of lemon cake, and in the middle is a layer of strawberry topped with fresh strawberries.
Wait, hold on. Say that one again. That sounds like what I'm ordering.
Right. 2 layers of lemon cake.
Okay.
And the middle layer is strawberry. And then you still have two original cheesecake layers in that as well, and topped with fresh strawberry. One of my latest ones, my New York style, I call it Purple Rain.
Whoa, hold on.
That is the lemon blueberry New York style. Okay. Because the lemon blueberry 5 layers is highly berry. Hey, already. So you already know. When I put that in my story, I had the Purple Rain playing from Toby.
Yeah.
Had to. So again, that one there is Purple Rain. That is a crowd favorite right now. That's one of my newest. And another one is Foxy Brown. Wow. That's a Snickers cheesecake.
Ooh. Yeah. Hey man, so look, stop teasing the people. If y'all want to know more, you see the website scrolling at the bottom. And again, if you want to catch them on IG, just go to the IG that is also scrolling at the bottom of the page, man. Listen, we want you guys to stay locked in and just keep in touch with everything that we have going over here at the Reach Podcast Show. A big announcement that I want to make is you guys are in for another treat on Thursday, starting on November 4th. Keep it in mind, November 4th, I am launching a new podcast show. Big shouts out to my man, Mr. David Manning. Shouts out to Dr. Rashida Piron. We are launching a new podcast called The Mind Matters, not THEDA, The Mind Matters. And there's a big point behind that, which you'll catch on the very first show. It'll be Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. This show is not going anywhere. We're still going to be here 10:30 a.m. to noon. And then on November 4th, we are starting and launching our new podcast show, The Mind Matters podcast show, from 6:30 to about 7:30, 8 o'clock. It just all depends. It's all about your mental health and wellness. We have 2 professional psychiatrists. I'm going to be the lay person on the show that are going to ask the common man's questions. And it's going to be a very engaging show. Your mind and everything about it matters. So we definitely want you guys to stay locked in, check out the promotions that are coming, and just keep November 4th on your minds. That's also RIP to my grandmother. It'll make 1 year since she passed. So it's a big, big, big launch. It means a lot to me and also the people that are part of that show. So we want you guys to build the anticipation for it. Go and follow DAMIND Matters. The Mind Matters on Instagram. We already have the page up and running. We're going to start posting here a little bit more, but it's a very, very important show and conversations that need to be had. We are just trying to help the community in different ways from what we're already doing. So again, November 4th, 6:30 p.m., the Mind Matters show will launch. So I don't want you guys to see me doing another show and think the Reach Podcast show is over with. Not the case. We just expanding. We're doing new things. We want you guys to be a part of it. So IG, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, y'all be a part of that show and let your kids watch, man. It's a show that's for everybody. And we want you guys to stay locked in. There's going to be some amazing things going on that show. And then if you're looking to be a sponsor, if you need some promotions for your business, definitely another platform that we can put you guys on. So look out for it. Stay tuned. November 4th. The Mind Matters. Mike, man, appreciate you being on here. Appreciate you sharing your story. And if you want to be part of a storytelling moment, just hit me up. The Reach Podcast Show at Gmail, the Reach Podcast Show on Instagram. You can go to Facebook, follow the page. Hit me up, and it's all about telling each other's story, letting the word get out, and that's what it's all about for me on the Reach Podcast Show. So it's the show where every show reaches beyond the listener's ears, and just share your story, man. You never know who this is going to help. Also, with the Mind Matters Podcast Show, it's check DM, right? It's a going thing. Everybody's checking their DM. So that's our little hook, the check sign and DM. Check DM, check the mind is what really matters, man. So you guys stay locked in. Next week, we got another amazing show. We have Mo Better Boxing. My man, this is our second show. They've grown. They've done so much. So big shouts out to the Mo Better Boxing team and club. My man, Lewis Brown. You guys tune in next week, same time here on the Reach Podcast Show, 10:30 a.m. We're going to share another amazing story. All right. So we appreciate you guys. You have a great week, rest of the week, weekend, and we'll be right back here next week, same time, same place. Shouts out to everybody. I'm going to put up a few of you guys' comments. I see y'all posting. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Makiba, what's going on, baby? I appreciate you. I see you. And definitely expanding, man, trying to do more things. Candace, I see you. I definitely got you on the shirts. We'll talk about it, man. So, guys, and if you're on Instagram, we appreciate you guys tuning in. So, again, the Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes, Instagram, Facebook, go follow them. Stay tuned. And for people that's just tuning in, tell them about how we're going to do a little contest, what you want them to do. Send you information.
As far as the contest, I'll probably say we'll have to talk about that first. That way, right. Once people start to DM me, I'll know who needs to go into the contest. So we're going to collaborate, come up with a flyer on the page. That way you can like it, share it, and then follow. So we'll definitely have instructions for that.
So guess what that means? You got to pay attention to both pages, Reach Podcast Show and Cheesecake. So We'll see you guys. Y'all have a great weekend and great week.